We just discovered that Smitty's camera's got a little flip screen on it that comes around so we can see ourselves while we're filming. That's handy. How does my hair look? As you may or may not have noticed, we're back in the mountains again. It's a glorious day in the hills and there's no ice on the rock. The snow's all melted. I'll do a 360. Well, it hasn't all melted. There's still lots of snow back up there. But the majority of the snow's melted, so we'll be able to cover heaps of ground, heaps of quickly. We're in this block for a couple of days, then we're going to transfer to another block further downstream. So I guess we'll set up the tent and get camp nice and cozy, and then bang, up the hill. We're going to push pretty hard for the next couple of days. No mucking around. Just move as fast as we can. We saw a couple of bulls in here last time we were here. A couple of days ago, we pulled out because of bad weather. And lo and behold, this block was free again, so we came back in, which was a huge bonus. Thank you, Department of Conservation, for making that readily available for us. Anyway, we're going to mosey on up that hill, try to get that bull over there. It's a bit tricky because there's a really steep bluff system where he's on, but we're going to try sneak up the ridge and onto him, which means we'll get really close, hopefully get some really good video footage, seeing as I deleted all the cracker footage from last bloody week. There's our campsite once again. You've already seen that from the last video. We've got a bit more gear this time. I've got a new tent. I don't know if it's awesome yet. We'll find out. It's right down there. We'll set it up so you guys can have a look at it, and then we'll go for a walk up the hill. Without further ado, I bring you Camp Awesome. Isn't that the mutts nuts? Alright, new tent features are more room. Front and back door. Walk through. Can't see, it's pretty dark. Oh, windows. We have windows. Window here, window there, and another window over there, which is closed. Let me back out here a bit. We have a new food storage system, which is, I can't really see that either. Here, we'll walk around there. There we go, new food storage system. Fireplace in that corner, there we go. One bed here, and we have enough room for another bed against that wall, but we currently didn't bring the other bed, we just have the one, and Smitty's sleeping out in his tent. He has been banished to the tent because he snores like a thunderbird. Two options, creek or ridgeline. I think we're going to go ridgeline because we just are. Might actually have a change of plans. Instead of going all the way to the top of that mountain up there, we might just see if we can find a tar on that mountain up there. It does involve crossing ye old river and getting wet feet, but I think we're up to the challenge. We've just spied our first bull. He's really high, just a young one, right up there by that snow. Now this is where we shot one last week, just opposite here, the young bull. So they're high, but not super high. But we've still got about over an hour's climbing, I'd say, before we get up there. Time to get the ice axes out, and here's a tar that was shot by the guys in the first period, a young bull. And he's just been left there to rot, so close to camp. Such a waste of meat. Well, each to their own. These scree slopes are a lot more appealing when there's not snow on them and they're all frozen up. Probably wouldn't have attempted this last week. Traded the boonies in for my Stony Creek grey wax. They've just got a bit more grip, a bit more ankle support. So much erosion over here, it's pretty sketchy. Walking around in these big jumbles of rock, knowing that they could just give way at any second and bury a man under thousands of tons of rubble. As a matter of fact, just 2 weeks ago when we were up here, we were butchering one of the animals we'd shot, and a rock about the size of a large rock, was also rock shaped, come barreling down the hill and missed us by about 6 or 7 meters. It was fucking close, and all we heard was thump, thump, and then this rock just come rocketing down the hill at about head height from closer than where Smitty is right now. It was fucking close. How many earthquakes do we get in New Zealand every day. Got to risk a bit, don't you, folks? 1 hour later, we've seen our second bull up the hill. See him up there? Just next to that rock. The other rock. How many earthquakes per year in New Zealand? Some spots here you would not want to be in an earthquake. This is one of them right here. There'll be a rock sandwich. We've just spied our bull up on the skyline. He's quite big because there's a younger bull next to him. Of course, half the problem with hunting these tahr is that they have 8 times binocular vision, so they can spot you a mile away. He's out of sight now. We're just going to sneak up around the corner. We might go that way, or we might cut up here and try shoot him across. Oh, we're back into the do not fall, climbing above bluff country. Time to go rock climbing. A lot of this rock's quite crumbly too. I'll put the camera away now. I don't want to muck this one up. What do you reckon, bro?
Oh, I'm pretty happy actually. Just poleaxe the bull.
Yeah, buddy!
So yeah, first shot and he was down. And he's fallen all the way down. Hopefully he hasn't broken his horns. I don't think he was massive, but might be 11 3/4 plus, I think.
He's going to go over 12 for sure, there's no doubt about it. We've come past the point of no return once again.
Going down there.
We've climbed up the real steep dangerous bit again. Last week we said we won't do this again. It actually wasn't too bad because it wasn't snowy, but still there was one little crux to get across, which once again I didn't video because I was too focused on safety and
too scared,
getting the heck out of Dodge and getting good video footage. So we'll get rid of our packs, which are fairly heavy. Actually a Stony Creek prototype pack I'm trying out. I'm gonna recommend what needs doing to it, tweak it a bit, send it back. So far it's pretty good, it's pretty comfortable, it's definitely pretty robust, and it's big, which I like. I looked at the cliff and decided we could do it. It looked doable, and then I looked down here, saw a good old trail of blood in here, so he's gone for a bit of a slide right down there somewhere. Quite glad I didn't have to risk the dodgy climb up the hill of sketchiness. Stony Creek Greywag versus La Sportiva. La Sportiva coming down. Oh, that was good timing there. And we've gone and shot the wrong bull. He's 11 inches, and he is the younger one we were watching, not the mature one we were watching. He just come up on the skyline and his nannies were whistling at us, and we decided to take him because we thought it was the mature one, because he was doing his wooing his ladies. And we get down there and he doesn't have his big blonde shaggy mane like the mature one we were watching had, which is a bit of a bugger. We couldn't see because he was on the skyline. You can't really see colours when he's on the skyline. We'll harvest him anyway.
We got caught up in the moment, didn't we?
We did.
It's the wrong bull.
We are excitable chaps. There's been some new developments in the case. While I was butchering that other bull, some nanny started whistling at us from up top, and the big bull showed above the horizon line, so looking at us, and then he disappeared from sight. So Smitty went one way, I went the other. Whoever sees him first, nail him. And the good old 270, boomfer. Well, I'd be reasonably happy climbing up this stuff, but coming back down, I kind of reached the point here where if I go past this bit, it's going to be sketchy coming back down again in the dark as well. So I'm going to make the call, not push it any higher, as I'm still a couple of hundred meters below where he is, and it just gets steeper up past here. So If there was a route over the top where I could climb up and keep going, I'd probably go up there, but as you can see, it's pretty vertical. There's my knee right there by my chest, and yeah. Rock's pretty crumbly. Don't rate my chances of getting back down in one piece. I'm going to pack up, go back to camp, have some nutritious and delicious, or delicious and not so nutritious hot dogs and Tahr stew tomorrow night. And it's getting dark. Heavy packs downhill, way down to the bottom of the valley. We're going to take us a bit over an hour. There's a couple of Tahr up on the skyline there, a couple of nannies looking down at us, whistling at us. Save them for another day. Another early start. We figure that the big old mature bulls are starting to act a bit like deer, in the sense that they're living in the scrub, climbing up the hill first light and then climbing back down the hill last light, and they've adapted to this behaviour because of all the helicopter bomb-ups. The helicopters coming in and just shooting Tahr willy-nilly, left, right and centre. We'll see if this theory pays off today when we get up to this creek, see if we can bust any mature bulls coming off the hill. It's actually getting light quite quickly now. We're a little bit behind schedule. We spent too much time drinking coffee, shooting shit in the tent this morning. I think I might have kurus. Every time I start to sweat, my head starts itching. Bloody kids, picked them up from the kids at school, I think. Anyway, we're up the hill, and that's about it. Can't see any bloody Tahr up there with my Māori monocular, but they're up there somewhere. Last time we saw the big bull, when we were in here a couple of weeks ago, he was up there on that rock. That rock again. But he's not bloody there now. This is the dodgy hill we climbed up last time. We went straight up there, and I think what we're going to do today, we'll talk to the captain about it, see what he says, but probably up this side here, I reckon, will be the way to go, because it was quite forgiving coming down. And then what we'll do, we'll climb right at the top, and then we'll shoot across from one mountain peak to the other mountain peak. Here's the captain down there. So we found a little relatively flat area to get the binos out, and there's a mob of 7 nannies just across from us. We haven't seen the bull yet. He can't be far away. Could have gone a bit higher to see into those bluffs, but as you can see, once again, I don't know if the camera's doing it justice, it's pretty steep there. If there was snow and this ground was frozen, we wouldn't even think about being up here, but because the ground's fairly soft, we can get good footholds. We've climbed up, and the Tahr, or the bull, is going to appear, hopefully, right on that face over there. We haven't seen any mature bulls. We've only seen 3 young nannies and some immature bulls. We don't know where the mature bull or bulls are. There was one up there last week, but bugger if know where he's gone. He's in there somewhere. The old don't just do something, sit there, isn't working for us, so we're going to go do something. Back down the hill, back up the hill. Smitty just shot a bull. He was headed over the top of the hill, right up the top of the mountain there. What was the range?
620 yards.
620 yards, dropped them like a sack of potatoes. And he slid all the way down there, and I just ran and got the camera, and then he stopped. I just turned the camera on, and he stopped in that crack over there. We should be able to get him. Looks like we can get down there. Maybe, it's pretty steep. And then if we can get down there, it looks like we can get up the other side. Maybe. It's pretty steep. Oh yeah, oh well done. Good. Thanks mate. Thanks, no worries. Yeah. Good shot. It was actually a pearler shot. Very, very good shooting there. Meanwhile, the bull we couldn't recover last night that I shot is over the other side. That we probably won't even put on here because I didn't get them on film anyway. So it's my special homemade mix. It's a bloody rock in there. Look at that. How did that get in there? It's truth. Now begins the arduous task of recovering the animal. We're pretty sure we can get down that slip. That's what we said the other day before we almost died on the side of the hill. We're pretty sure we can get up there. I think we're going to give it a crack. What do you reckon, Smitty?
It's pretty steep.
What's that?
So it's pretty steep. I think we'll get down there.
It looks pretty good from where we're standing, but we are above and directly opposite it. And it does have that smooth rock look of a steep cliff. I reckon it looks good to go. Ooh. Some loud bangs coming from down the valley. 30 minutes later, and we're still sitting here debating whether or not we want to risk life and limb to go over yonder and retrieve tar. It's pretty steep. Spinny's been to the top of the hill and had a look down that chute. I had a look down this chute, fell on my ass, cut my hand, got a red grated ass now. It wasn't sketchy because there was a big rock there to collect me. But past the rock, it goes steeper, and then there's a horizon line at the bottom, which was why we rolled the big boulder down the hill to see if it would bounce after that horizon line. That would mean there's no cliff, it just goes down like that. And it did bounce, we got some good bounces. But then when we get to the bottom, are we going to be able to climb up the other side? I think we're going to give it a crack. We're kind of leaning towards it because it's just over there, it's not that far. What do you reckon, Smitty?
Man, don't do it. It's not
pretty steep.
to risk it. Not over this shit. Drop the biscuit.
We're at the crux. We can get down here, but there's another crux further downstream. And we don't know if we can get all the way up there to where the tar is. It's just, we're so indecisive about it. It all comes down to acceptable levels of risk. I have decided it is unacceptable. There's been rocks falling down this bloody slip since we've been here. We've been here about 40 minutes now since we shot the bull, umming and ahhing about whether we should go down. Smitty, on the other hand, is cracking into it. Good on him. So I'm going to wait here. We've dumped all the gear. We've dumped guns, cameras, everything. I made it about 2/3, or a quarter of the way down. 2/3 of the first quarter, actually. And decided that if he can't get back up once he's past the crux, because it's pretty slippery, that I'll just collect all the shit, carry it back to camp, and hopefully he'll be able to make it down that other creek. He's got an EPIRB, I've got an EPIRB, so if shit hits a fan, he'll be right. He can set off his EPIRB and get rescued, and I'll carry all his gear out for him. I might even shoot a couple more tar on the way down, but I reckon he'll be sweet. I reckon he'll get down there. That last little crux bit looks okay. He should get across there, up the other side, and recover his bull. Well, he's made it across the crux bit and he's up the other side, so I'd say he's home free. He's still got a long way to go though. Pretty bloody cold. Hurry up, Smitty! I should have gone down there and across the hill with him instead of sitting on my ass over here. We're high and dry. Still, he's got to make it back up the hill yet without getting smoked by a rock. Any of you fellas ever played Donkey Kong? I don't believe Smitty has either. Well, it looks like he's arrived at the animal. What's the verdict? Do we get the big thumbs up? Oh, he's probably pulling out his measuring tape as we speak. The old Hikarangi measuring tape. He really wants a bull that's 13 inches or over. 11 7/8. Didn't quite break the 13-inch mark, eh? Not the big 13-incher?
No, not the big 13. 11 and 3/4 probably, I think 11 3/4, which is a bit disappointing. but still a bull on the ground, isn't it?
That's right. If you look really carefully in the middle of the frame, you'll see someone having a shit over the edge of the thing. Oh, there he is, he just gave us a wave. Candid camera, didn't have time to get my zoom lens out. Lucky bro. Shelter Hollow, 6th period is it? 7th period Shelter Hollow. You're famous. Shitting in the woods. What's the go, Smitty? Where are we?
We're in this campsite looks pretty mean. Looks like there's going to be plenty of wood. It actually gets the sun, unlike our last one. So yeah, no, it's good.
It's primo, isn't it?
I think we'll be coming back here.
Definitely.
You might need to beep out where we are.
True. Delicious. Berry? Don't they look appetizing?
Not that one.
It's an acquired taste. We don't have any meat for our stew. So, if we don't shoot an animal today, we'll be having delicious carrot stew, onion stew tomorrow night, and possibly a parsnip stew on the last night. So, if it's brown, it's down. Boom, found one. Big bull tar.
Explain it. Where is it?
Well, it's got horns. And it's up on
No,
the mountain.
where is it?
It's up on the hill there, next to that rock. Oh, we saw him, ranged him at 1,500 metres, 1,500 yards. So we've got to close the gap to within a shootable distance. And then we get up there, recover him, and fingers crossed, get a nanny or two as well. So we can be dining it fine tonight. Bull tar is pretty good for salamis and sausages, but not the best for delicious stew, that's for sure. Well, the animal we're after is right up the top of that creek. There's some pretty steep country to cover before here and there. We don't even know if we can get up that creek yet. And got a long way to go. We're still on the river flats, so to speak. We have climbed up to yonder green strip of grass, and we're sitting on it, looking up the hill, and we've spied two different bulls, and a young one and one way up. It's too far away to get. They're both too far away to get today. There's one only about 500 yards up the hill, but he's kind of shitty, and if we shoot him we won't be able to recover him tonight, so that medal will go to waste. So we are going to sit here for a little while longer and then go back in the bush and try to find a more kosher way down the hill. It's pretty steep down here, and Smitty's having a hard time because this gun barrel's sticking up over the top of his pack. So we'll mosey on 100 metres into the bush, shoot down the ridge, and we may even get onto an animal in the bush because there's quite a bit of sign in this area, as you can see. To the camp. Smitty has gracefully managed to get himself stuck again. You gun, bro. You gun.
I'm all class, aren't I?
All class and no ass, that guy. This is better than the movies. Have you got everything? Because shit was flying when you fouled that last time. Plan for today, to do the usual morning business. Fill up the water bottles and then cruise up through the forest along the ridge. We're going to take a slightly different route from yesterday and climb right up along the ridge all the way up to the tops there. Oh, we've been climbing for an hour now.
Hour and a half.
Climbing for an hour and a half, and we just looked at the smartphone. Not even halfway there yet. We're thinking, geez, we've got to be breaking out of this bush soon. We've seen one young bull climbing up, whistling at us, and heard another one whistling at us over there. This could turn into a rather long day because we're planning to get to the top of this hill, walk all the way around and come back down the other hill. See how that goes.
We just spied a nanny and a bull over the horizon. We're going to sneak up, have a look, probably shoot the nanny for meat, see how good the bull is. If he's any good, we'll probably shoot him as well.
Shot through the heart. Well, looks like we're going to be having meat stew instead of vegetable stew tonight. It's a bonus. Shame there's such a big hill to carry the bloody thing, man. Christ almighty. I'm going to be shagged by the time we get back to camp. Well, we spied a couple more bulls. One down here, just a young one. One up over here, don't know about him. And there's another one on the horizon line over there, and we just don't know. I mean, I'm happy I've got a couple of kids and a nanny, some meat to take back and some real good skins, but Smitty really wants a 13-inch bull, but he's not sure if he wants to shoot it and walk all the way across there. It's 2:30, gets dark in the bush at 5 o'clock. It took us 3 hours to get up here, right up that ridge. There's our camp right in the bottom of the valley. He just doesn't know if he wants to shoot it and go all the way over there to recover it. There's quite a few tar on his face, actually. It's quite good. We saw about 5 or 6 nannies, and there's 7 nannies in sight here, and we just shot one up there, but the mob up here didn't have a bull with them. They were just nannies, so I guess the guys in here before us shot the bull.
I need him to stand up so I can look at his mane, see how far back it goes, but he's just sitting down and I can't make it out.
Do you want me to shoot that rock next to him?
No, you are a rock hunter.
I'm pretty good at shooting
Not
rocks.
today. No rock hunting today.
Meanwhile, there's some pretty nice hogbacks building up on those mountain peaks. That can only mean one thing: it's gonna piss down tomorrow. Smitty's decided to come for a walk. There's one down here somewhere, and there's another nanny just over the other side. There's some more awesomeness out there. There's some awesomeness over there. You feeling the awesomeness, bro?
I'm feeling it. My legs are burning.
I hope that jiggy little bastard didn't roll all the way down in the guts there. Bloody hell, we just climbed up the hill, we might have to climb back down again to get him. It's truth. Beholdeth thine awesomeness of thee yonder glacier. We were in the middle of beholding the awesomeness of thine yonder glacier, and I spied a bull, and maybe 2 bulls, so this could be the big one. I'd imagine if he rolls though, we'll never see him again. Big gully on the other side. We've just seen 2 mature bulls, one up the hill, one about 100 metres down the hill. The one down the hill looks like he's better, which is weird. Usually the top one's a better bull, so we're going to go for the one down the hill. And he's sitting down at the moment. We're shooting from above, elevated rest, 288 yards, so it should be a fairly good shot. I'm just going to get the big camera onto him, set up the GoPro to the other side of Smitty. We're away. I think he missed. He's facing away. Wait till he turns around.
No, I missed.
He's shooting below. Somebody needs a hug.
Don't buy a March scope.
Well, easiest shot of the whole trip, and no joy. We might have to review the video footage and see what happened. I didn't hear any good thumps. It's truth. Bloody west coast scree slopes. Big, massive, chunky rocks and hard rock underneath. Not like the east coast. The east coast is primo. You can just barrel on down the scree slopes without a care in the world. But over here, it goes soft, hard, and as you can see, huge rocks. Here's our nanny. Some more meat. As if our packs weren't full enough already, we've got more meat and a nice juvenile tahr skin to take home with us. Meanwhile, I've got the meat from free animals and all the rest of this crap to fit in as well.
But you don't have a gun.
I don't have a gun, no.
Or binoculars.
Or binoculars. I do have a bow. I've got the Māori monocular. It's actually seen more tar than the binoculars has. Hasn't it, bro?
I don't think so.
Yeah, I've seen all those ones today without it.
Oh yeah, but you wouldn't need binoculars to see them.
Minor details. Check out the awesomeness. The awesomeness is soon to end for about 2 hours. We've almost got some alpenglow, it's so late in the day. It's a little bit steep. Another reason I do not believe in the theory of evolution is because we don't have wings. Why haven't we evolved wings? Man, how handy would the wings come in right now?
Oh, it's a given, isn't it? Just fly down there to camp. We'll be having tahr stew in about 15 minutes.
No wings, no flying down to camp.
No tahr stew.
Evolution, my ass. Well, we're not too sure whether to go back down the way we came up, which common sense would dictate we did that, or to go down the steep creek just below us. That may bluff out and would probably be a lot more adventurous. We did come up the long way, up that big long ridge line, easy going. We know it works. What say you?
Adventure.
Smitty's going for adventure, I'm going for common sense. Against all better judgment, I've decided to go with Smitty and go down the hill. Haha. How hard can it be? So far, so good. It's all downhill from here. There appears to be a horizon line on the horizon, which is never good. And approach to said horizon line is also not very good. So, to the bush of happiness. Howdy folks, I thought I'd give you a bit of an insight into how high these rivers get. Now if we pan around here, you can see Smitty. Give us a wave. Smitty's standing on the high water line there, so in springtime, when we get the big rains, that's how high the river comes up. If you look across here, you can see where all the jumble boulders are over there, and you can just imagine this in full flood. she just charges down. And we'll look back up to that other canyon there. All of these side creeks also become roaring torrents. It's pretty amazing to see. I've only been up here twice when it's been like that, whitewater rafting, and we've been stuck in camp both times. Pretty exciting stuff. Anyway, we've run out of walkable terrain, so we now have to hop into the forest and walk through the Goblin Forest, Lord of the Rings stuff. Awesome. Now that we've got to the valley we want to hunt up, bloody clouds rolling in.
So much fun.
Hurrah! Clouds still rolling in. Well, we've reached the land of the Tahr. We can't see any. Part of the reason is because it's cloudy, and the other part of the reason is probably because it's raining and they're all sheltered under nice overhangs wherever they go. But there is definitely heaps of awesomeness up here. There's glaciers, there's kick-ass waterfalls. We're just going to have to keep an eye on that creek because it is raining and we're on the other side of the creek. And that may have been our first mistake. Crikey, we've been here for about 40 minutes now, looking up, looking down, looking left, looking right. And I finally just got the old eagle eye out with the binos and was looking really hard in the scrub for any kind of colour of tar, and I spied a mane, a bull's mane. So we can't see his head or any of his body from here. We're going to move up. He's up just by that waterfall up there, so we're going to move up around the side a little bit, which will put us on the other side of the creek. The creek's slowly coming up. It's only come out about 2 centimetres in the last 40 minutes. But we're going to move a bit closer so we can see him, see if he's any good, evaluate his trophy potential and get a shot away. We're also trying to shoot a couple more young tar as well for their coats and their meat. They've got amazingly soft coats. Big A is going to make a nice lovely rug for little A, and I might even make some baby tar underpants for the cold winter days up on the hill hunting them. Latte, anyone? And so, to cut a long story short, we spent about an hour shooting your nanny and young one for their skins and their meat, and now we're going to pack up and go home before the rivers flood and we get wet. So we've got to walk all the way back round the corner of that valley and back to camp. Meanwhile, on the other side of the valley, the waterfalls are starting to get bigger and bigger and bigger.
About 20 past 4, we just smoked the big bull up the hill there, but it's getting dark. By the time we get up there, it's going to be too dark to see him, so we're going to boot back to camp. Hopefully we'll be able to cross the river tomorrow and come back up and recover him. But the rivers are all starting to rise now, so we've got to haul ass so we can get back before the creek this side of camp comes up. So we should be okay.
Up the hill to recover Smitty's bull that we shot last night. We'll try to recover it. It's pretty damn late in the morning. It's 10:20. We've been mucking around, drinking cups of coffee and talking about going, and it's not going to stop raining, so we're like, bugger it, put on our clothes, into it. The first creek was a little bit flooded, but we managed to get across and along the edge of the river into the mossy forest. Isn't this moss awesome? Look at all the awesomeness of the awesome moss. Look at that tree. Well, we've come up the hill and along, and we're at the spot where he was shot. He disappeared over there into that creek. We can't see him, so he's either rolled to the bottom or he's turned around and legged it into the bush. We're going to climb a bit higher just to make sure that it is a big green rock we were just at. It's pretty exposed here, pretty steep, and there's a bluff just over the horizon, so we'll have to be careful climbing up that we don't slip. We've got the ice axes out. It's starting to clear, which is bloody good. Smitty's looking a little bit dejected. The face of dejection. I don't care either way. It's just good to be up here. Hey Smitty, Smitty, what did you find, bro? Tell us what you found.
Nothing.
That's right. The old face of dejection once again. Now we've got to climb back down the bloody hill, and guess we'll cook some more stew, get some firewood, get the fire going, dry all our stuff out, have a bit of a sulk, fly back out tomorrow. What say you?
Sounds good to me. That's it.
That's it.
That's all I got.
That's all he's got. The last day here, we're due to come out at 10 o'clock in the morning, and James hopefully can get over. There's blue sky up the valley there. We just talked to the fellas at Shelter Hollow, and looks like we are going to get out this morning, which is bloody good, because we woke up and it was raining and we thought, damn it, we're going to be eating tar stew for 5 bloody days so we can get out. But I just wanted to show you guys what Smitty's having for breakfast today. I don't know if it's the breakfast of champions. I'll let you guys make that decision. What have we got here, bro?
We've got some butter, some honey, American mustard and sweet chili sauce, and of course the crust of the loaf that's been eaten by a mouse.
The last piece of bread. Another mouse in our tent. Jesus. We'll have a taste, mate. Tell us what it tastes like. Honest opinions here, bro.
Not too bad. Better than muesli, I think.
So there you go. Smitty's been having trouble at getting his muesli into him in the mornings, and all he needed to do was have a hot dog sandwich with no hot dog and honey, so to speak. Anyway, we got just over an hour to pack up. I finished drinking my cup of coffee, and then we'll boot it on out of here. Well, we're getting out. It's clearing up. The sun's even coming out. Look at that. So we're quite happy about that. We've packed up camp, cleaned her up, clean as a whistle. And we're heading for home, which is fantastic. And then, more hunting.
Pretty mean machines, aren't they?
Mean as.